Hey guys, welcome back to Albert's Barbecue. Another glorious summer's day. We have ourselves half a Boston butt. We're going to smoke this up, make some pulled pork. We've got ourselves an absolutely beautiful brine. So we're going to brine the butt for about 18 hours. We're going to smoke it. We're going to reuse that brine for when we wrap it. This is going to be good, guys. Stay tuned. Okay, so we've got ourselves an awesome looking half a Boston butt here. But first things first, we're going to go and grab all of the ingredients and make our brine. I'm going to put all of the ingredients in the description of this video. We've got ourselves some water, some apple juice, some thyme, some brown sugar. We've got some bay leaves, salt, pepper, granulated garlic, and we've got some fennel. We're going to throw all these together. We're going to put them on the cooktop. We're going to let it boil, then let it cool. That right there smells absolutely gorgeous. So a smashing little half a Boston butt here. There's hardly any trimming that I need to do. I'm just going to pretty much leave everything there other than just work away, removing a little bit of fat there, which is just loose. And then I'm going to score both sides of the butt to make sure that the brine really gets into that meat. My brine has come to the boil, so pull it to one side and let it cool. Before I put this butt into the brine, I'm just going to put aside about a cup to a cup and a half of those awesome flavors, because when I wrap, this is what I'm going to be wrapping my butt with. So in a Ziploc bag, place your butt in as well as your brine and let that brine now for 24 hours. Remove as much air from there as possible. Ideally, you want that pork butt completely submerged in your brine mixture. Alright, so I wasn't completely happy with the amount of brine that I had. I took some out because I do want to use it when I wrap, but I added just a little bit more water to make sure that that pork was completely submerged so that brine can get throughout the meat. I will switch it around, give it a bit of a rotation, etc., just to help make sure that all those beautiful flavors go into our pork butt. And here we are 24 hours later. It's time to cook. So as you can see, the color there has changed a little bit because of that brine. I'm hoping this is going to be super delicious and super tender. Give it a real quick pat dry and then get yourselves your favorite seasoning. We're going to be using Lane's signature rub today. Just make sure you give it a nice coating and then you're ready to rock and roll. You can be pretty generous with your rub here, but you put on as much as you like. Personally, I like to give it a good coating. All right, we're prepped, we're ready to roll. It looks good, smells good, feels super tender. So let's get the smoker smoking. 107 degrees Celsius or 225 degrees Fahrenheit is what I'm going to be smoking this butt at today. That liquid on the left-hand side is just the brine. It's giving a little bit of additional moisture in the smoker. Alright, so that's been smoking away now for about 4¼ hours. I just got my temperature probe, gave a quick check. It's sitting at about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, so not quite in the stall yet. I don't want to wrap it yet. I'm going to give it another hour. So we'll come back in about an hour's time, wrap it up and get this thing super tender, and I can't wait for dinner. I was happy with the amount of smoke that I'd taken on at this point, so it's time to wrap. And there's that leftover brine that I saved. I'm simply going to use that for the additional flavor in this pork butt. I'm going to throw in just a little bit of honey as well, because as they always say, honey for the money. Let's wrap it up and throw it back in the smoker. Alright, as you can see there, I was hitting over 200 degrees and it was pretty tender in a couple of parts, but in a couple of other parts, wasn't quite there, wasn't probing like butter. So I'm going to leave it another 30 to 40 minutes before putting it off and giving it a rest. Don't always pay attention to thermometer. Go on your gut feel. If you think that you're getting a little bit of resistance, just let it cook a little bit longer, because you will get a much more tender, better result at the end of the day. But let's dig in, let's break this up, get the bones out, and then pull this pork. Super tender,
and juicy, as you can already see. You spent time and money on that brine. Don't let it go to waste. Pour a little bit on your pork because it will give you even more flavor. We're going to be enjoying some pulled pork burgers today, but pulled pork, absolutely beautiful. You can enjoy that on pizza. You can enjoy that in some pasta or some rice. Absolutely goddamn delicious. But let's form up these super tasty, awesome burgers. I'm also using some of my homemade sriracha barbecue sauce. All right, so it looks good. Let's dig in and give it the all-important taste test.
All right, the burgers look amazing. It pulled absolutely beautifully. Smells good, but I want the meat to be the hero. I want to see the difference. By brining it, is it more tender? Is it more tasty? Let's dig in and give it the taste test. It's definitely tender. The flavour is very similar, but I can definitely taste a little bit of something different to how I usually cook my pork. That's good. I like that. I would do that again for sure. Brining just gives it a little bit more tenderness, a little bit more flavour. I'm loving it. Anyway, I'm going to dig in, have my burgers. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again in the next one. Catch you later.
So if you fancy trying something a little bit different with your pulled pork, give this a try. Personally, I really enjoyed it, and I would certainly do this again in a heartbeat. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you again in the next video. Stay safe.